Most Americans don't have a basement, and most tornado deaths happen in homes just like that. If you pick the wrong room, the house becomes the weapon. Here's where to hide when there's nowhere underground. Tornado survival isn't about being brave or fast. It's about choosing the room that fails last. This breaks down the safest places to hide when you don't have a basement and the rooms that quietly get people killed. Because when the sirens go off, you won't have time to think. You'll only have time to act based on what you already know. And what most people think they know is wrong. They choose familiarity, they choose comfort, and that choice can be the last one they make. We're going to replace instinct with physics. In a tornado, survival depends on distance from windows, number of walls between you and outside, and structural support, not square footage. Forget what feels safe. The only thing that matters is what is structurally sound. The wind doesn't care about your living room couch. It cares about load-bearing walls and weak points. That's the entire game, finding the strongest point in a structure that is designed to fail. The first rule is the simplest. Get to the center of the structure. When a tornado hits, the outside of your house is a war zone. The exterior walls are the first line of defense, and they will be the first to go. They're peeled away by extreme pressure differences and battered by debris. Everything deadly, splintered wood, glass, parts of your neighbor's house, is coming from the outside, moving inward. So your job is to move to the most central point of your home, get on the lowest floor possible, and start counting walls. How many layers of drywall, studs, and insulation can you put between your body and the storm? Every single wall is a shield. It's a layer of armor. Every wall between you and the outside absorbs energy. It might get shredded, but it slows down the debris that would have otherwise hit you. 2 walls are good. 3 are better. 4 is what you're looking for. So where do you find that? The best place, your number one choice, is an interior bathroom. Not because there's anything magic about bathrooms, but because of their design. First, they're small. A smaller room means shorter wall spans, which are inherently stronger and more resistant to collapse than the long walls of a living room. Second, the plumbing. All those pipes for the sink, toilet, and shower are secured inside the walls, acting like a crude form of rebar, adding reinforcement that other rooms just don't have. And crucially, interior bathrooms are often windowless. No windows means no high-velocity glass shrapnel. To use it correctly, get inside the tub if you can. It's a solid, anchored object that offers one more layer of protection. Then, if you have time, grab a mattress, couch cushions, a thick blanket, anything to pull over yourself. Your only goal is to protect your head and neck from falling or flying debris. Bathrooms aren't magic, they're compact and reinforced. If this already sounds more specific than most tornado advice, subscribe. This channel focuses on real survival decisions, not slogans. Now, if you don't have a windowless interior bathroom, your next best option is an interior closet or hallway. The logic is exactly the same. No windows, they are almost always centrally located, putting the maximum number of walls between you and the storm, and their narrow shape is a key advantage. A tight space limits the amount of debris that can fly around inside, and it reduces the odds of a catastrophic roof collapse directly on top of you. Once you're in there, get as low as you can. Crouch on the floor, face down, and get your hands and arms over your head and neck. It's not glamorous, it's not comfortable, but small, dark, boring spaces save lives. Your third best option, with a few critical rules, is a stairwell. But it has to be on the ground level, and it has to be fully enclosed. The framing around a staircase is complex and dense. It has to support the weight of the stairs and the people on them, so it's built with extra studs, headers, and stringers. This creates a small, reinforced cage within the larger frame of your house. But this only works if it's internal. If the stairwell is next to a giant picture window or an exterior wall, it's a death trap. You're just hiding in a reinforced box next to an explosion point. But if it's in the center of your home, it can be a solid choice. Stairs add structure, but only if they're internal. Now let's talk about what never works. These are the places that get people killed. Bedrooms with windows, living rooms with large open spans, Garages, and any room in a mobile home. Let's be clear why. Windows are the #1 failure point. They will explode, turning glass and debris into shrapnel, moving at over 100 miles an hour. Large living rooms have wide roof spans with no interior support walls, making them incredibly vulnerable to collapse from above. And garages are structurally weak by design. That massive garage door is a giant sail. Once the wind catches it and rips it off, the entire structure loses integrity and the roof will come down. Most tornado deaths happen in rooms people feel safe in. The familiar living room, the comfortable bedroom, these become the most dangerous places in the house. And if you're in a mobile home, the advice is different and it is urgent. Here is the hard truth. Mobile homes are not survivable in strong tornadoes. They are not anchored to a foundation. They are lightweight structures that will be lifted, thrown, and destroyed by tornadic winds. Your plan cannot be to hide inside one. Your plan must be to leave, and leave early. Go to a sturdy, permanent building, a community shelter, a friend's house with a basement, even a public restroom at a park made of cinder blocks. If you wait until the warning is issued for your immediate area, you have waited too long. The only way to survive is to not be there. No matter which room you choose, your body positioning is what ultimately protects you from injury. Debris causes most injuries, not wind. The wind doesn't pick you up. A piece of 2x4 flying at 150 miles an hour is what does the damage. So you have to make your body the smallest, most protected target possible. Get on your knees, then put your head down and tuck your chin to your chest. Then bring your arms and hands up and clasp them over the back of your neck. This protects your spine and shields the vital arteries in your neck. If you have a helmet, any helmet, a bike helmet, a batting helmet, a motorcycle helmet, put it on. Seconds before impact, grab a pillow, a blanket, even a book to add one more layer between you and whatever is about to come through the wall. The biggest mistake people make, the one that overrides all the good advice, is this. People choose rooms based on comfort instead of structure. They run to the living room because it's familiar. They hide in a bedroom because it feels secure. They avoid the cramped closet or the cold bathtub. Tornado survival is ugly. It's loud, it's cramped, it's terrifying, and it is temporary. For the few minutes that matter, your choices are purely about physics and structure. Comfort gets people hurt. So here is your final 30-second checklist. When you hear the sirens and you don't have a basement, this is what you do. Find an interior room on the lowest floor with no windows. Put as many walls as you can between you and the outside. Get low and protect your head and neck with your arms and anything else you can find. That's it. Anything else is a downgrade. You don't need a basement to survive a tornado. You need the right room, the right position, and the discipline to ignore your instinct to seek comfort. You need to understand that for a few minutes, your house is no longer a home. It's just a structure. And when the wind finally stops and silence falls, the boring, cramped, ugly choices are the ones that are left still standing.